really hate when people get on social media and then they act like there's no issues with mobile home investing. Everything is smooth. Every deal is a home run when nothing can be furthest from the truth. Alright guys, this is Kelly from Heels, Deals, and Wheels Mobile Home Investing Course. This particular property, we actually moved to this park. We repossessed it from some end buyers who stopped paying us, and they stopped paying the lot rent as well. The thing with this particular home, we moved it here because Section 8 is booming in this particular park. We moved it here, but the issue is we're having a hard time finding a reliable electrician that will come in here and hook up electricity in this particular mobile home. That is the issue. When we moved it here, we had a good incentive, and the incentive for moving the mobile home into this particular park is that we would not have any lot rent for 6 months. Okay, so we're going on month 2 to 3 now. No lot rent, however, no electricity. And without any electricity, guess what? No tenant. You can't have no tenant without electricity. And I really hate when people get on social media and then they act like there's no issues with mobile home investing. Everything is smooth. Every deal is a home run when nothing can be furthest from the truth. This particular mobile home we purchased for $9,000, and at the time it had a big wheelchair ramp that we had installed because our previous end buyers had a son that was quadriplegic, and so I think we spent about $3,200 or $3,500 on that wheelchair ramp, and so all together we were out of what, about $12,000, a little over $12,000. Okay, and so we really tried to leave it in the park where it was at because we didn't want to move it. Okay, however, it was hard seller financing this property out. People just didn't have the money, and the biggest thing was the lot rent. So we lot rent was getting crazy over there. It was $850 or something like that. I'm gonna go in the house, guys, but it's gonna be a little dark in here. So anyway, the lot rent was high over there, and so even though people liked the price of the property, because at the time we were asking about $55,000. This is a 2014 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Even though people like the price of the property, we were asking $55,000 at the time. It's hard to find a mobile home these days that's cheap. They liked the price. It was just the lot rent. It was just too much. And anybody who knows anything about investing, you know that things are only going to go up and they're probably not going to go down, especially when it comes to lot rent. So we had to wind up moving the mobile home. It was my brother's idea. Hey, let's move this mobile home to a park. Now, this particular park, guys, we do business in this park all the time. Matter of fact, this is our 5th mobile home that we own in this park. But my brother came up with an ingenious idea, move the mobile home, and then we can get a renter. And I'm sorry, guys, it's just way too dark in here. I'm gonna have to come on out. And let me tell you something else that we did. Because the son was in a wheelchair, and I hope you guys can appreciate this. It's a little too dark in here. Like I said, we're waiting for the electrician to come. They had gutted out this whole master bedroom. Okay, this whole wall was open, and it was like a walk-in shower, and he was able to roll himself in there. And I don't know what we got up here in the corner. There's a hole or something. Anyway, he was able to roll himself up into this master bedroom, and this whole wall was missing. The closet there was still present. And so we had to create a wall, and we got a shower now in this particular bedroom. So my brother come up with an ingenious idea. Let's move the mobile home to this particular park where we already owned at the time 4 mobile homes. And that's rented out to Section 8. But when we got it here, guys, evidently in this neighborhood, something is going on with the electricians that work in this area. They're not coming here right now. They're not dealing with these little bitty jobs because evidently there's a big job in the area. And a lot of the electricians are dealing with this big job. So anyway, to make a long story short, we've been having a hard time finding somebody to show up to hook up our electricity so we can get a Section 8 tenant. That's what's going on. So I don't want you guys to think that every deal that's done in the mobile home business is going to be a home run, because that is a freaking lie. Who's ever telling you that? That is the biggest lie. There's always going to be, not always, but there's sometimes going to be an issue. Our biggest issue since we've been in the mobile home business is we're going to chalk this up for one, being an issue, not being able to find an electrician who can come in here and put the electricity on for us, hook up the pole. That is the problem. When you move a mobile home, guys, once it gets moved to its destination, and it's going to have to be inspected to make sure it is strapped down correctly after the movers get it here. And then you're going to have to, after it's inspected, you're going to get the okay to go ahead and hook it up to the water, to the electricity, and put skirting on. Now, if you're investing in a park that's not interested in skirting, guys, we don't invest in those type of parks. Skirting is not just about, what shall I say? Skirting is just not a cosmetic thing, but it makes a mobile home have some type of curb appeal. It is about keeping the elements from jacking up the underbelly of your mobile home, okay? Messing up the ductwork underneath there, and all that kind of stuff. So we don't invest in parks who don't mind if you don't have skirting or not. That's not what we do. We like to invest in 3-star parks and greater, okay? So not having electricity for 2 months is a big, 2 going on 3 months, guys, is a big issue for us. Our next biggest issue that we ever had is that we purchased a mobile home that had window units, and we didn't do our own due diligence, and come to find out that the people who previously owned the mobile home, they were grandfathered in not to have window units. Once we purchased it, we had to have central air, and by the time we got the central air, guys, the central air unit costs more than the mobile home itself. We only paid $3,000 for that particular mobile home, and then we wind up seller financing that property out. So we got our money back eventually. Matter of fact, that mobile home we actually sold twice. Okay, so that was issue number 2. Issue number 3, since we've been in the mobile home business, we haven't had too many issues, guys, and we've been in the mobile home business going on 5 years. Issue number 3 is finding the right tenant. Guys, that's very important, especially if you're dealing with a regular tenant. If you're dealing with a Section 8 tenant, it's very easy to get them out of your property. Remember, this is personal property. This is like a car. Okay, a mobile home is like a car. It's personal property. It's not real estate. It can become real estate if it is fixated to the land. It is detitled, it's fixated to the land, and that's when it becomes real estate. When the land and the mobile home become one, it becomes real estate. The issue with that, and not saying that it's a big issue, but when you do that, guys, what's going to happen is that you're going to start paying similar taxes like somebody in that neighborhood that owns a single family home. So that is the issue with that. I'm not saying that's a big issue, but your taxes are going to be like somebody in that neighborhood, wherever that mobile home is, wherever you fixated to the land, you're going to be paying the same amount of taxes as somebody who has a single family home. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. So finding a tenant, a reliable tenant who's not Section 8, guys, that sometimes is a problem. And you have to already have your criteria set on what you expect out of your tenants. Now, I'm not going to go over all of our criteria that I teach my students, but when I'm talking about criteria, I'm pretty much talking about how much they need to make per month. That's your free giveaway. Already have your criteria written down, because you don't want to meet your potential tenant first and then all of a sudden you start adjusting your criteria based upon what they can afford. That's the wrong way to go. That's the recipe for disaster. Okay, so don't do that. So get your criteria written down, what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept, and then when that tenant comes along and they check your boxes, then that's going to be your tenant. But not having a clue as to what you are looking for in a tenant, guys, that could be your biggest mistake. That could be your biggest mistake. So right now, like I said, we're waiting for my electrician. Finally got a reliable one, and I'm a little early, but he should be here momentarily. And so once he gets everything hooked up, guys, then we will be able to rent this puppy out. Until that happens, we won't be able to rent it out. We won't be able to rent it out at all. The issue with this park, even though we have free lot rent, the issue with this park is that lot rent is getting crazy. It's getting crazy in this park. It's getting crazy everywhere. Actually, this is our most expensive lot rent. And since we just moved this mobile home in here after 6 months of free lot rent, because that was our incentive for moving the mobile home in here, after 6 months of free lot rent is $950. $950. But believe it or not, guys, no issues, no big issues with that. I'm not feeling it, to tell you the truth. But believe it or not, this mobile home can rent for $1,900 to $2,000 in this particular area. This is a sought after neighborhood. People like the school districts around here. People like the area. It's a very safe area. This particular park, I would say it's a low 3-star park. This is the type of park we like to invest in. We like to have speed bumps. We like to have places where the kids can play. Issue with this particular park is they don't have a swimming pool. They don't have any kind of, like they got a little swing set down at the end of the neighborhood here. But other than that, they don't have any places for the children to really entertain themselves. That's the issue with this particular park. So, and we like to invest in a 3-star park and greater. Okay, when you start talking about investing in parks that have gated communities and all that kind of stuff, or you're investing in a 55 and older type of park, guys, you're really narrowing down the type of renter that you can get. First of all, 55 and older, a lot of those people they own their homes already. They own these single family homes, or if somebody's 55 looking for a property, I would be very leery of that. Evidently they didn't plan very well. And what do I mean by that? You're 55 years old and you're looking for somewhere to live. Unless you're relocating to another state, guys, I don't know about that. And I don't mean to stereotype, because I'm in my 50s. I'm in my late 50s. And I own a single family home. I live in a single family home. I cannot see myself looking for a place to live at this age. You should already be living where you're going to live until the day you take your last breath, in my opinion. So if you're still up roaming around looking for somewhere to live, I'm a little skeptical of that. And you can call it ageism or whatever you want to call it. That's just the way I feel. So we don't invest in 55 and older communities, because your chances of getting somebody 55 is going to be slim. However, if you do get somebody 55, the likelihood of them leaving is going to be slim to none. Okay? So I really hate when people get on social media and act like there's not one issue with mobile home investing. There are a couple of issues with mobile home investing. However, whatever the issue is with mobile home investing, guys, it cannot equate to the issue that you will have with a single family home. Repairs are so much cheaper with a mobile home than it is with a single family home. The biggest thing with a mobile home is going to be the roof, and the second biggest thing is going to be the AC. Now, other issues you might have is like if there's some type of wood structure If prices of wood start going up, then guys, then guess what? It's going to cost you that much more to build a deck. Okay? But that's a little small thing. That comes and goes. You know, prices of wood goes up and goes down. You know, one time it might be very cheap to build a deck. The next time it's expensive. We actually were in the process of building a deck, and our handyman decided to leave the wood outside unattended overnight, and when we came back the wood was gone. Okay, so that is not a cost that we had to eat. However, that was a lesson learned for that particular handyman, but that's life. Okay, so if you want to learn how to mobile home invest, guys, you can give me a call at 800-974-5580. We can do a quick 30-minute Zoom concerning mobile home investing and concerning whether or not my course is something that you might be interested in. I don't want you to think that you can call me and we're going to hash over a deal. That's not what we're going to do, guys. We're just going to see if my course is something that you're interested in. So I actually have 4 courses. I have a course concerning how you go about mobile home investing. You will have access to me. You will have my personal cell phone number. You'll be in our private Facebook group. I will teach you everything you need to know about mobile home investing in every state. This does not work in the more expensive states. If you're trying to invest in more expensive states, it would behoove you to wholesale in those states. Or it would behoove you to fix and flip in those particular states. Okay? I would not even recommend fixing and flipping, but if you're trying to invest in a more expensive state, those are pretty much your 2 options. Okay? Fixing and flipping or wholesale. Okay? And then my other 3 courses are mini courses. And in the mini course, we'll talk about how you go about finding Section 8 for your mobile homes. That's very, very important because you want that guaranteed money coming in every month. And then we'll talk about how you go about creating notes for your mobile homes. And so pretty much when you create a note, it's like a car payment. You know, somebody comes along, an end buyer comes along, they give you a large deposit, and after that they'll start paying you every month. That's mainly for people who do not have the money, and that's mainly for investors who just like the money coming in every month and the principal and the interest. That's what that's for. And then the other course deals with finding mobile home parks that allow for renting. Okay, can't just invest anywhere. You know, look, oh, I got a mobile home. Okay, tell me about the park. Do they accept Section 8? And I should take that back. Nobody cares if they accept Section 8 or not. It's none of nobody's business. It's none of nobody's business whether or not they accept Section 8. Matter of fact, you shouldn't even be divulging the fact that they are Section 8. So rewind, I take that back. So do they allow for renting? That is the key thing. And so I teach you in the mini course on how to find mobile home parks that allow for renting. Okay, so if you want to do a quick 30-minute Zoom, guys, contact me at 800-974-5580 and we can do a quick Zoom.